Hi everyone. So we've made it to mixed media morsel number 20, and that is going to be working with tissue paper. And I just wanted to show you, I got this, is just a package of Hallmark tissue paper. I actually have Hallmark items in my grocery store, and I got this there, and it's a value pack of 20 sheets, with all these different colors. And it's only $3. Okay, so I just wanted to let y'all know, go and pick one up, and you'll have plenty of tissue paper to use in your art, and you'll have extra for gift wrapping. But it was only $2.99, so I just wanted to show you what tissue paper I'm using. Okay, I'm also going to use a couple of pieces of like printed tissue or decorated tissue that you use in gift bags and stuff like that. So you can feel free to use some of your printed tissues as well, and always save these from your gifts, because even when they're wrinkled, you can glue those down pretty flat, and it doesn't matter about the wrinkles in them when they've been stuffed in a gift bag. So that's what I'm going to be using today. Before I make the actual morsel, I just wanted to show you a couple of ideas of things you can do with tissue paper. And you can choose any of these or your own idea of using the tissue in your art for this morsel. But on this one, I just cut out freehand. Just what I did was I made a stack of all the colors that I had in that pack. I just made a stack. And so I cut out one square this size, and because they were all stacked together, they all cut at the same time. And that's handy because cutting an individual piece of tissue paper is not easy. And I'm sure a lot of you already know that. But this stuff is so flimsy that to try to cut one piece is really difficult. Excuse me. So I cut out one square this size, I cut out one square this little size, and I cut a strip like a little rectangle. And I glued them all down. And then I took a credit card and I cut it up. Okay, so I'd have a couple of different sizes of edges. You can use the long edge, and then you can also use a couple of different short sides. Okay, and I just dipped the edges in the black paint, and I went around the edges of each one of these shapes. And of course, you see that it's messy. It's not done perfectly. And to me, that looks very artsy. I love that look. So that's an idea for you. And for the colors that will blend and make a new color, for instance, blue and yellow make green, overlap them. And you'll get the green color on the place where it overlaps, just like here with, excuse me, here with the aqua and the yellow. It made a green color. Over here it made purple with the pink and the blue. So over here makes a little bit of orange with the pink and yellow. So, overlap them when they're going to make another color. If you're not sure, just, practice a little bit ahead of time just to see which ones go together, because some of them are going to make brown. And if you don't want brown, you want to know that ahead of time. But this makes a cool little background, and you can put any kind of image or words on this that you want. So I wanted to show you that. And then I wanted to show you a card I made using the tissue paper. Okay, this is just a leaf shape, and I cut it 3 times. Here's what I did. I had all the tissue paper, like I said, stacked together. Okay, and I cut 3 different sizes of leaves out of that. Okay, and then I just drew a branch, just one little curved branch, and I glued them down. I started with the bigger ones, and then I went to the more medium size, and then I went to the smaller size. And then I, did a messy little outline around each one of the leaves, and then I added these little curls and the stamp, and I colored in the letters. You've seen me use that stamp before. But it just makes such a beautiful card, and all it is a piece of white, I believe this was just regular cardstock. Trying to remember what I used now. Yes, it was regular cardstock, plain old stuff like you get at Michael's or any craft store. And I just glued with the Collage Podge. I used this. Okay, and I just put it on the page, laid the leaves down, and went over the top with the collage page. And it's just so simple, and yet to me that's just so striking. You know, it's so beautiful. And I backed it with black to, you know, just to make the black on the page pop, and it actually makes the colors on the page pop, and it blends in with the black. So I just love that. So I wanted to show you, you know, these couple of ideas of things you can do with tissue papers, okay? Now, what I'm going to do today is a little bit different, but I'm using the same tissues. I'm going to use a couple of the printed ones also. Here's my page for Morsel 19, and I'm going to use the back side. And I have put some gesso on it to, you know, minimize the lines on there. You can still see them just a little bit, but because the tissue is see-through, I wanted to, you know, get rid of them a little bit. Sometimes I don't mind them being there, and then other times I just want to have a white background, and this is one of those cases. You see in both of these, it looks really nice to have just a plain white background. So that's what I'm doing on my little lined notebook paper, is making, I'll just leave those here, making a solid white surface, okay? So what I'm going to do, I cut some more of those leaf shapes out of the tissue paper, and what I'm going to create is just a flower, okay? It's just going to be the flower head. There's no stem and no leaves. It's just going to be the flower head, and it's going to be kind of halfway off the page. Maybe not all the way halfway, but kind of. So it's a partial large flower that I'm going to make on this page, right? Now for the center, I'm using a, it's funny that I found this in I was looking at my scraps to see what I could use for the center, and I found this that I had already punched that I had considered using on another project, but then changed my mind, so I dropped it in my scrap box. And this is a piece of cardstock, I believe it was, and I did the tissue paper morsel on there. And I coated it with the light blue or aqua colored paint, and then went over it with my blue ink pad. So I already had a circle punch, so I think I'm going to use that for the flower center. And before I put it on, I'm going to go around the edges with the blue ink that I used to go over the top. I'm going to go around the edge just to get rid of the white edge and make that really nice. Okay, there's about where the center is going to go. And what I'm going to do actually is draw just to the inside of that, just so I know about where that's going to go, because I don't want this outside circle to end up showing underneath the tissue papers. So now we know where the center of the flower will go, and then I can start attaching the, the flower petals. So this will be more like a focal image, like this one is a focal image on the card. This flower will be a focal image, where this one is kind of more of a background. Although this can be your focal image also if you choose that to be. You don't have to do anything else to your page except this if that's what you like. going to take a black pen. I'm using a fine point. It's a Micron, Pigma Micron pen in black, just to go around and outline the petals. Okay, so we just got a little messy, sketchy outline. Okay, just like I did on the leaves over here. And I've got some words that I'm going to use from a little package of Simple Stories, little phrases, and I'm going to use one that says "Find joy in the ordinary." I'm going to snip it apart. Have them stuck on like that, and those are really sticky, so I didn't feel it necessary to put the Mod Podge or Collage Podge or anything underneath. I might go over the top after I outline them, but I don't think they'll need anything underneath. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to use a Faber-Castell Pit pen, and I want to go around these again, and I'm trying to decide if I want to go around the outside or the inside of the word. I think around the outside, just to add a little bit more color. Because the page is so white and the words are so white. I think it needs a border as well. So I'm going to use another one in the teal and just make, I think, a wavy type border. Okay, and then I'm going to go back and go back over it again. Okay. Just fun. And just to show you that you can use tissue paper in your art, as well as, you know, the other things that we use, and it's so inexpensive and there's so much of it in a package, so you could do a really nice large journal page, you know, or make cards and stuff, and it's just very inexpensive and easy way to go. So I'll probably take an ink pad around the outside edge too with the black, just to go ahead. I'll go ahead and do that now, just to go ahead and ground it and have it, you know, finished looking. I love that edge being finished off, and to me it makes such a big difference. I have a little bee here. These are from recollections that I've had for a while, and I wanted to put a little bee on my flower because it looked like it was just the right size, and it's a little bit three-dimensional, and it's popped up too on a little foam dot there. But I just wanted to add him on there. I might take the foam dot off. Oh, I forgot I have ink on there. Can't do that. Can't touch it yet. But he just looks so cute sitting there on the flower. Little tiny bee. I'm not sure where I want it actually. Maybe just on the petal out here. Okay, so I couldn't stop playing. And I added a little bit more, and now I really like the page a whole lot more. The only thing I did additional was I made the pink outlines a little bolder, a little thicker, and added some dots on those pink lines. Okay, and I added a green outline on the inside of the words. I also stamped these little black floating little flowers and added some white dots with a Posca pen. And while I had the green marker out here, I just added another little line in the border. So that's what I did, and now I feel like it's a little more finished. I don't know if I'll do any more to it or not, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to call it finished now. So we will see you soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.